Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. My name is Mary Paula, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make this headband. So we're going to be working on the small size in this video, but I'm also going to go ahead and show you how to make it in a bigger size. Alright, so I'm going to be working with this yarn. This is a medium weight yarn, and I'm going to be using a size 4.0mm hook and a darning needle. You can use any yarn of your choice. Alright, so to begin, I'm going to make a slip knot. And after making my slip knot, I'm going to make 16 chains. And that's for the small size, okay? So when I have my 16 chains, I'm just going to skip the very first chain, and into the second one, the second chain from the hook, I'm going to insert my hook and grab a loop from behind. Into the next one, insert and grab a loop from behind. To the next chain again, insert and grab a loop from behind. So I'm just going to continue inserting my hook into those chains and grabbing a loop from behind, just like this. And once I'm done grabbing all of this hook from behind, I am going to have 15 loops on my hook. So now I have 15 loops on my hook, and for this first row I'm going to yarn over and pull through one loop, just one loop first. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, 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 pull through 2 loops, and I'm just going to continue like this until I get to the end. So I'm just going to keep yarning over and pulling through 2 loops until I reach the end of the row. Alright, so this is what it looks like. And for the next row, I am not going to be working into the very first stitch. And now I'll insert my hook in between the first and second loops of this stitch, and then in between the space between this stitch and the next one, and grab a loop from behind. So insert the hook in between the first and second loops of this stitch, and then go in between the space between this stitch and the next one and grab a loop from behind. Okay, then go in between the space between the first and second loop and in between the space between that stitch and the next one and grab a loop from behind. So just watch what I'm doing, and you're just going to continue like this until you get to the end of this row. So just watch. And when you come to the end, you notice there's this 2 loops on the last stitch. You're going to go into the 2 loops just like this and grab a loop from behind. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through just 1 loop, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you're going to keep pulling through 2 loops until you get to the end. So this is what it looks like. And moving on to the next row, I am not going to be working into the very first stitch, this one. So I'm just going to go into the next stitch, the second one, and insert my hook in between the first and second loop, and then between the space between that stitch and the next one, and then grab a loop from behind. So insert my hook in between the first and second loop of the next stitch and in between the space between that stitch and the next one, and then grab a loop from behind. And I'm just going to continue working like this until I reach the end of this row. So I'm just going to leave you to watch this video now, so you can just have like a graphical explanation of what I'm doing, and I'll come back when we reach the end to show you what to do next. So when I reach the end, I'm just going to insert my hook in between the two loops, the two last loops, just like that, and grab a loop from behind. Okay, now I am going to yarn over, pull through one loop, and then yarn over, pull through two loops, yarn over, pull through two loops, and from here I'm just going to keep yarning over and pulling through two loops until I reach the end of this row. So this is what it looks like, and for the next row I'm just going to repeat that row without saying anything so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so when you come to the end, because it's very tricky to see the last stitch, I'll advise you use a stitch marker. So when you pull out the first loop, just that single one, you're just going to put your stitch marker in between that space there, just like that, and then you're just going to continue pulling through two loops until you reach the end. And that's because even for me, when I get back sometimes it gets tricky and I don't seem to find this stitch. So when you get back, you just know you're also going to walk into this stitch to ensure you have a straight edge. So when you remove your stitch marker, you're just going to go into that space that you removed your stitch marker from and pull out a loop from behind. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through one, and then put your stitch marker after pulling through one loop, just like this. Okay, from here now you're just going to pull through two loops and pull through two loops until you get to the end, and you're just going to repeat this for as many rows as you want until you get to the point where it covers your head. So this is what I've worked, this is the length I've worked. Alright, so this is what I have worked, and the length measures 16 inches, which is just fine for the 6-year-old that I am making this for. Okay, so the width measures about 2.5 inches, but for the bigger size the width measures 3.5 inches and the length it's actually longer. So you just have to do this until it fits your head. So for the bigger one, I kept working rows and rows until I got to 22 inches. Okay, so it depends on your head size or how big you want it to be. And for the width of the bigger size, all you have to do is make more chains when you're beginning. When you start the project, make more chains. Like I made 16 chains for the very first one. You can make 20 chains or 25 chains. Okay, so because this headband is very stretchy and I don't want it to lose its elasticity when it becomes when it's used more often, I'm going to work slip stitches around the edges. Okay, so on the rows, this is what the rows looks like. I'm just going to work slip stitches on the edge, and this part is totally optional, but because this is a gift and I want it to last for a while for who I'm giving it to, this is why I'm making these slip stitches, just so it retains. So even if the headband loses its elasticity, it's still going to retain the size. And I actually just love the way it came out. See the way it looks, look at that weave, it just looks really nice. Okay, so I'm just going to work slip stitches until I get to this point, and just continue working slip stitches all the way down to that end there. So just watch. So I'll work slip stitches all around down to this point, and I'm just going to chain one and cut my yarn. So I am not working back up because it just doesn't look good. I'm not working back up this way. I just didn't continue. Rather, I'm just going to go back to the top here and reattach my yarn and then work my slip stitches. So this time I'm working facing the front. So I reattach my yarn and go to the top right there. Attach it and work slip stitches back down. So back down to the point where I stopped the other time. like I said, this part is totally optional if you do not want to do it. Okay. And I'm back here. This is what I've worked. This is what it looks like. I think it looks neat. It gives the project a nice finish. And then this is where I'm going to end, and I'm going to chain one and cut the yarn. Then I'm just going to sew in the yarn tail just like this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to make the headband an actual headband. Okay, so I'm going to fold it just like this. So this is how I'm going to fold it. Fold the edge and make sure it's equal. Then I'm going to put it in between itself just like this. Okay, so just this is how I'm just going to place it. Make sure all the sides are equal and it's showing. Like you can see all the 4 sides, because we would have to work into all of these 4 sides. Then I'm just going to grab my darning needle and start stitching it up. So just make sure you're grabbing the 4 sides. Remember, we folded it in 2 and the both sides makes it 4 sides. So I'm just going to stitch it together. And this is what actually gives it that style, that twisted style on the headband. Okay, so just stitch, 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 sew in, sew in, sew in. So I'm done sewing in, just want to tie it now. And then I'm just going to insert the yarn tail a little more in. With this part, guys, just do your thing. Just make sure you're sewing it in though. And once I'm done sewing that, I'm just going to cut, and then I would open it up or turn it inside out just like this. And that's it, guys. The headband is ready. That's just it. It's very simple, very good beginner friendly headband. Thank you for watching.